Năm 2015 cũng là năm mà Cộng đồng Kinh tế chung AEC có hiệu lực hoàn toàn. Riêng trong ngành công nghiệp du lịch, sự hội nhập rõ nhất thể hiện ở thỏa thuận thừa nhận lẫn nhau trong ASEAN về nghề du lịch, còn gọi là MRATP. Đây được cho là động lực kích thích sự cạnh tranh để nâng cao năng lực của nhân lực ngành du lịch, từ đó cải thiện chất lượng dịch vụ. Tuy nhiên, khảo sát từ Grant Thornton mới công bố hôm tháng 7 vừa qua cũng cho thấy có đến 85% khách sạn được khảo sát nói rằng có biết về MRATP ký kết giữa Việt Nam và các nước thành viên ASEAN khác, trong đó đa phần là từ khách sạn 5 sao. Trong khi đó, 15% khách sạn không biết về MRATP, hầu hết đến từ miền Trung, Tây Nguyên và các tỉnh thành phía Bắc.
Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh, và chúng tôi đang trò chuyện với vị khách mời về những quan điểm của ông dựa trên ngành du lịch cũng như là ngành khách sạn của Việt Nam. Welcome back again, Mr. Atkinson. Well, this year the ASEAN community will be launched, and especially for the hotel industry, people start discussing more about the MRATP, which stands for the Mutual Recognition Arrangement on Tourism Professionals. But according to your survey, some of the hotels still don't know anything about the MRATP. So for you, how can we increase the awareness of the MRATP?
Well, it's down to, yes, basically educating people, and there's been very little in the way of conferences, seminars, or direct intervention with hotel owners and operators. So the international operators, managers are fully aware of it. But when you come down to the private hotels, and particularly those outside the major cities of Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, they're really, a lot of people are not at all familiar with it. So it really needs the government to do a lot more promotion, VNAT to also help in that manner.
And okay, for those who don't know anything about the MRATP like me, besides the name, what's good about it? What's really good about it?
Well, it enables the movement of professionals within ASEAN. But again, we're behind the ball again, because we still don't have we've only recently introduced the VITOS standards, the training standards for the hotel industry. We're meant to have a national certification board in order for professionals to get their certification to enable them to go and work in other ASEAN countries. So, if we don't have that, we're going to have tourism professionals being able to come into Vietnam, but nobody being able to really go out on freely.
So basically, there would be a competition in the labor market, in the tourism industry, right? And besides that, if Vietnam enter the arrangement, what else should we do to from the hotel, like from the owner perspective, that we can attract more visitors?
Well, it drives standards in the hotel. So one of the things that attract visitors is a good level of service, particularly the higher end tourists, not the Chinese tour groups, but so the better the hotel service standards are, again, people talk about it, they have a great experience, they want to come back, and the hotels here are still competitively priced, although I think probably people would argue you get better value in Thailand than you do in Vietnam at the moment. So by being able to send people out, it helps with their personal development. Being able to bring people in that are already at a higher standard helps to lift the standards in the hotels here, because they're doing on the job training.
Okay, and I'd like to ask you more about the solutions to help the industry to develop. What can you say about the technology side of the problem? Because people are getting used to booking a hotels or accommodation over the internet and on their smartphones.
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems with Vietnam is that there's the level of online bookings is still relatively low. And I think part of that is because you can't always, most of the hotels, you can't get instant confirmation of rooms. you can with, for example, with the IHG hotels or the Accor hotels, you can get online immediate confirmation. But a lot of the smaller hotels out in the smaller cities, that they can't do that, so you have to wait for them to come back. So people tend to book through agents more. And then, of course, people are driven to work through agents, and agents get kickbacks from hotels and vice versa. And so we're into that kind of slightly murky area again.
Thank you very much. And just to wrap up our discussion, what is the things that you want to say? Of course, good thing you want to say about the industry.
Well, I think Vietnam's got, as I said earlier, huge potential, and I always look at a comparison with Thailand. I started going to Thailand in the late 70s, early 80s. They had visitor arrivals of about 6 million. They're now over 20, 23, 24 million, in spite of the political problems that they've had. So I believe that, over the next 15 to 20 years, that Vietnam can easily surpass 20 million visitors. But we've got to have all the enablers in place from the government. We've got to have the standards of service and quality that people really want. And we have to have things for families to do.
Well, and hotel and tourism industry has never been exciting, and it's getting more and more exciting when we enter the ASEAN community, right? Mr. Kenneth Atkinson, thank you very much again for being here, and we wish you health and success in your jobs and everything in life. And you've been here for more than 25 years already, and I wish you to continue to enjoy Vietnam.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Và kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi vừa trò chuyện với vị khách mời là ông Kenneth Atkinson, là chủ tịch của công ty Grand Thornton Việt Nam về ngành dịch vụ du lịch của Việt Nam. Và chúng ta cũng thấy rằng là một khi Việt Nam chúng ta không thay đổi những cái khó khăn thì về công nghệ, về con người thì chúng ta sẽ rất dễ dàng thất bại khi mà chúng ta tham gia vào cái thỏa thuận MRTP, cũng như là khi chúng ta gia nhập vào cộng đồng chung ASEAN trong thời gian sắp tới. Cảm ơn quý vị đã theo dõi chương trình Đồng Tiền Thông Minh, và chúng tôi sẽ hẹn gặp lại quý vị trong các số khác. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Thank you.